What's going on, everybody in the drip community? Back again with another video. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe, comment, and share. And I hope everyone had a great Christmas with the family. My day was pretty chill, honestly. I've been trying to get stuff done this week. Been messing around with creating NFTs and stuff like that on other chains. I'll probably just do a whole tutorial on my other channel on how I'm doing it, but I don't know yet. But yeah, and also I started a cat video YouTube channel. I'm trying to make an automated channel, so I'm doing a lot of stuff, right? Uh, so yeah, and then on top of that, running, coming up with designs for different stores that I have, online stores. So yeah, and then on top of that, working 2 jobs. So it kind of sucks, but it's all good. I had made a drip video in a week, so you know what I'm saying. I'm almost slacking. So, and honestly, the price of drip, it has been kind of slowly going down every couple days. We lose a little bit, so, but I'm still dollar cost averaging and compounding. I think eventually we will get a price reversal in drip, but possibly not until utility comes and just FOMO kicks in. And I do think the value of drip will eventually will reverse. And I do believe when it reverses, it's going to go up a lot, because right now there's not much volume. If you look at Deck Screener, there's a lot more sells than buys. And even if one of us maxes out a wallet or something, or puts a few grand into it, there's just too many whales right now that are selling as soon as that happens. So I don't know. I mean, in the short term, I think it'll just keep selling off. It's really hard to tell where the bottom is going to be on drip because of the consistent sells, right? I haven't compounded in a week. So, which is kind of crazy. It's pretty crazy. Okay, so yeah, right now it's 65 cents. Yeah, just whales keep selling. There isn't much buy pressure, so it's all good though, it's really hard to tell where the bottom is gonna be, when the bottom is gonna be. Everyone's the fudders, they keep saying it's gonna be 0.0001 or stupid, and they just don't know simple math. They're dumb, right? But it is, down in value for now. We got the new UI coming, and eventually we know that utility is coming for drip, so I'm not too worried about it. I'm just gonna keep dollar cost averaging. If you want, what you can do, not financial advice, is to offset anything, right? Just start buying layer 1 coins, right? And then you could borrow. Basically, what I think is going to happen when the lending comes in, which I do have to dive deep into that. When you're doing the lending and borrowing, you just have to be very responsible, because you will get wiped out. That is a real thing, right? So in my last video, either it was my last video or the one before that, I showed how to do lending and borrowing on Abracadabra, which is a platform that can be used on Binance, Avalanche, Polygon, Phantom, and Ethereum. I think Arbitrum too. So that's basically what I believe that's going to happen when something like that is going to be similar. When we get lending and borrowing here. So if you do, if you have $500 worth of BNB, right? You have a couple BNBs, and you just wanna, you want to turn half of it into drip, and you just want to hold half of it into BNB. So all you would do is just borrow half of it and just keep the other half in BNB, and then just borrow half in stablecoin, and then use that stablecoin to buy drip. That's what I'm considering doing, just to have some layer ones, right? Just to start stacking on my layer ones, because right now the focus is like I'm focusing on drip, and a lot of people are focusing on drip, but like as far as like accumulating drip and trying to max out your faucet while the price is low, right? Some people are in the animal farm and just trying to buy pigs and dogs because we just had a sell off on pigs and dogs, but also the focus for Forex has been on Animal Farm, but lately he's been getting a lot of pressure to put some attention on drip, just because of basically the whales keep selling it. So I think he is going to do that. We all know it's probably going to be mid-January where he's going to do something. And honestly, to me, as long as the price stays at 1%, it's fine. Like if the protocol remains true and it just remains 1%, we're good. You know what I mean? We just need to create some utility for it, and more utility will create buying pressure. So, and then also not to mention, right now it's at the mercy of the rest of the bear market and the sentiment of the market as a whole. But if drip manages to withstand this brutal bear market, right, which I think it's still not as bad as last bear market, nor near, because the last bear market was around $250 billion in market cap as a whole for the most part of its lifetime, of how long it lasted. Whereas this one, we're still around 700 billion. We're kind of messing between 700 800 billion. So I don't know. I believe that if you can withstand this bear market and you're buying projects that have been beaten up really bad, and also keep in mind, drip did not exist last bear market. Nothing like this existed last bear market. But if this withstands the bear market, and even if we go to a $5 to $10 drip, I mean, a lot of millionaires are going to be made on this, because right now we're at 65 cents, and this thing was at $100 and some before. Granted, yes, the supply was lower. It was probably around that time period, it was probably around 2 to 3 million. But as the utility comes into it and drip starts getting burned it becomes deflationary, I believe that the value of drip will increase. And once the bear market is over and we're in another bull market, if you're buying now, even if drip goes back up to $10, I mean, people are going to make a lot of money. It's just the risk, it's the risk you're willing to take. Drip is one of the only protocols, if not the only protocol left standing, that has not changed the mechanics and the fundamentals remain the same of the protocol since it was created. Other ones, they always change everything. They mess with stuff. They move the liquidity. They make it so you can't, sell tokens. Like, that's like all of them. All of them have done that. They changed the mechanics, but drip hasn't done that yet, and that's why I just have a lot of faith in the project. All the fudders keep saying, basically, just that it's gonna go to zero. 1% of zero is zero, like, whatever. So, but that's just the type of stuff you have to deal with when you're in crypto. It'll be, in my opinion, it'll be good. Just risk what you're willing to, I guess, lose. You know what I mean? But the reward outweighs the risk, in my opinion. This could be a life-changing opportunity, I mean, I believe that the next super cycle bull run is going to be in 2025. I believe it because we're entering 2023 now, and the next Bitcoin halving is 2024. They're already thinking the first half of 2023 is going to be, pretty bad as far as like the economy. We might see another drop in stocks in the S&P, which is going to make crypto go lower. Now I'm seeing something about like possibly Ethereum like losing more value, and if that happens, then of course everything else will. Solana will more hit harder. You know what I mean? Avalanche, BNB, like you guys know when this FUD stuff like comes out, it just keeps coming out and then slowly trickles down, and it just gets beaten. This market especially just gets beaten down just so much harder because of the low like liquidity compared to traditional markets. And if the traditional markets take more of a hit because of the Fed increasing interest rates, then this market is going to take more of a hit, But whenever we stabilize in the traditional markets, and as long as there's no wars, right, for a little bit, if everything remains kind of alright, we should start seeing a rebound around 2024. Yeah, I know, it sucks, but whatever. So until then, you have like a year to just buy, accumulate everything you want to buy. You know what I mean? Just buy your favorite layer ones, buy DeFi's, buy, tokens, buy NFTs, buy whatever you think is going to increase in value next bull run. And I believe that the next bull run super cycle is going to be in 2025. Usually a year after the Bitcoin halving is when we have like a major run. And I think lining up, in my opinion, that's when it's going to happen because the next halving is in 2024. So, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see if that happens, but, that's what I think. But drip, I think, I don't know, we're just waiting on the updates, lending, and everything else. So, when all that stuff starts happening, I do think lending is going to help out some. It can be both. It will help out, but it'll also hurt. If, like, you can borrow. Okay. For example, I was doing lending when I was in Olympus DAO, right? And when I was messing with what was the other one? What was the other one really popular last year? It was on Phantom. On Hector DAO. Okay. So lending was on Hector DAO, so I was just like, borrowing against that. And I was doing it on Wonderland too. So you use the main thing as collateral and then you borrow against that. So just don't borrow too high. Like you could borrow, I think usually it'll be like 75%. So your max borrow isn't like the max you deposit. They automatically are going to have to at least hold like 25% regardless, just in case if like some people do max borrow, right? So you deposit, I don't know, whatever, we'll say $1,000, right? And the max borrow is going to be like $700, but when you do that, your limit is going to be like really, really high in the red because you're borrowing so much that's close to everything that you deposited. So if the price was to go down, and then it's going to get hit, which will trigger automatic sell-offs, automatic liquidations. And if like a lot of people are doing it, like thousands and millions of people are doing it, that's what causes automatic sell-offs across the board and triggers liquidations, which hits the price, and eventually it has to find its true bottom and its true price. That's what's happening. That's what happened at the beginning of this, when this market, the crypto market, started getting hit. That's pretty much what happened. A lot of people were over leveraged. That's what they mean by over leveraged. A lot of people do this, like a lot. You borrow, you max borrow, then you think the price is going to go up, so you keep holding. And as the price falls, people refuse to sell to pay back the loan, and then it triggers automatic sell-offs. until you're left with pretty much zero. But you can choose to sell and pay back the loan and get your initial back, or whatever's left of it. So yeah, it can be really cool, but it also can be pretty scary, you know what I mean? So you just gotta be really responsible with that stuff, because you could lose everything when lending and borrowing. It's just another financial tool, right? So it all depends on you as an individual and your personality, you know. Just think clearly when you make those decisions, you know. So, but with that being said, when lending and borrowing comes to drip and or animal farm, it's going to, I don't know, man, that's going to be crazy for the protocol itself. It's going to add a whole other thing to it. So, I don't know, I'm excited regardless. I've learned my lessons, and I've already had experience with it, so, you know, I'm cool with it. So as an option, like I said before, if you want to, before the lending and borrowing comes here, you can mess with lending and borrowing on, you know, other platforms. I like Abracadabra. And there's others, you know, there's old Aave. I think you can do it on Compound too. I've never used Compound, but, you know, but those are Ethereum. Aave, I don't know if it's cross-chain. I think you could do it on Beefy Finance, and you could do lending and borrowing on Trader Joe, to name a few. But anyways, yeah, that's pretty much it. So, if Drip survives the bear market, millionaires will be made. All those that are adding to their positions. Everyone that's selling right now, to me, is pretty stupid. But, you know, whatever. To each his own, you know. You know what I'm saying? You live by the sword, you die by the sword. You basically will, you know, the consequences of your actions are going to be, you know, presented once everything. Only time is going to tell, you know. Only time will tell. So either we're right or we're wrong. You know what I mean? And, you know, that's pretty much that. Sorry about that. Long outro. But anyways, guys, I don't want to keep this video too much longer. Going too much longer. Oh, by the way, I do have to cover this real quick. We did have a sharp sell-off in pigs. They were around $120. Right now, they're $96. We had a sell-off in dogs because the vesting periods ended for a lot of people. They went from roughly $50 to $31. So we lost about, what? That combined with the Binance FUD that we had last week, lowered the TVL in animal farm by 40 million. Which, yeah, it sucks, but, you know, whatever. The price of pigs is starting to recover, and so is the price of dogs. They kind of like stabilized, you know what I mean? So now people are entering for their next vesting periods in dogs, and you know, at a lower price. Dogs could continue to sell off because people's other vesting, you know, people that got in early, their vesting periods could end soon, and I'm not sure about the price of pigs, even if it goes down. I mean, pigs is, you know, probably going to be worth $1,000. And dogs, probably a few $100s. So, I don't know. If you're interested in that stuff, you know, might be, you know, time to consider dollar cost averaging in. But, you know, I'm not a financial advisor. And I don't have any of either one. I'm just messing with drip. Which, by the way, last thing, while I'm here, I'm going to compound. Look at that. Even with not compounding for a week, roughly, I still have 213 drip available. That's kind of funny. So anyways, yeah, I'm going to do that right now. Nice. Okay. Tripping. Okay, cool. I'm gonna hydrate. Alright. Compound successful. Okay, cool. So, yep, that is that. And I will see everyone on the next one. If I don't see you guys before, try to at least make a short before like the New Year's, I guess I'll see you guys next year. No, okay, I'll try to make one before then. Alright, at least short. Alright, guys. Peace.